Hi guys, welcome to my workstation. That's where I prefer to do my work and research. Here in my home I have my own corner to do my research. I have a lot of places also to do my studies and research. I have an office at the university and I can do some work from the library, but here is the place which I prefer to do my work. I have my own coffee machine and I have my own place. Normally I need just an internet connection and my paperwork, my books and some papers to write it down. So what I was doing this last week, actually it's everyday's story for around 3 months ago, reading. I'm at the first semester of my PhD and I think that reading is the most important thing to do. I also had a problem that I was 1 year away from my research point because I started to make the proposal and research point and research questions before I come here to give them to the granting authorities and get the grant, and before the grant I couldn't come here, and this selection operation took around 1 year. Then I was away from my research point. Then I tried to cope with what's up to date with the literature and everything to just come back to the track. What are the problems I'm facing in this phrase? One of them that I need to redefine my research question because I think it's a very broad one. I need to be more specific and cut it down into small pieces. Also, I need to read more about the methodologies because I suppose that I was away from the methodology which I'm thinking to apply in my research. I'm trying to apply the ethnographic research method, and that means I need to do a lot of interviews with people and I need to make some kind of recording the real activities and behavior of people. So I'm feeling that I'm facing a challenge, but I am not afraid to face it. But the critical thing that to put a plan for yourself. At the first 2 months I was totally lost. I don't know what to start with. But later I tried to put for myself a plan for readings even. I found myself very distorted and I'm reading at every topic. My topic also is interdisciplinary. I think almost all the PhD topics nowadays are interdisciplinary. People are trying to read everything has been published related to their topic and so on. Since like 1 or 1.5 months ago, I just took the decision to not put everything in front of me, to just break down what I have to do, and I put for myself some tasks to do every month, and it helps me that we have a doctoral meeting every month with my supervisor and my colleagues at the university, and we discuss the progress we had achieved in our research progress. Then the next one is for me very important because I need to specify exactly what shall be the first research question I shall start with. I have already one, but as I told you, I need just to narrow it somehow. So I need to focus on this issue for these 2 weeks, and I don't have a lot of time actually. I'm behind schedule. One big challenge with my readings at the first area, that something away from the topic of the reading itself, it's the language. German universities and libraries have a lot of very valuable resources in German language, but they have also in English, and this is good for me because yes, I already started learning German, but I'm not that good at German until now. I'm surviving and nothing is a big deal for me, but yes, I need to enhance my language skills somehow. Other challenge I may start facing from the next week, that I need to start gathering the data through the interviews, and that is, I think, something very promising but very challenging also, because interview is not that easy thing. You have to deal with people and to gain some knowledge and to see what behind the words, and after that all you have to make some kind of analysis of what you done. For that purpose I started also to learn some kind of programs which helps us to code the data which we get from interviews, for example, and so on. I'm gonna talk to you also about that in next weeks. But now I have to start my readings again. That's for this week, and see you in next week maybe.